Well, this is a rare one. This is a trifecta where we're going to be making fun of Aaron, the Scientologist, and giving praise where praise is due. I'm probably going to do this for channel memberships, but I will do this for you guys for free. I'm going to give a plug to Shannon, who, again, I don't really want to speak for her. She can speak for herself, but as far as I know, has become disillusioned with a lot of the anti-Scientology activism. But she's still very active. So basically, Shannon and some other activists in Chicago were helping the Wall Street Journal do an expose on Scientology. And Aaron Smith-Levin, being Aaron Smith-Levin, decided to do a story on this and make it seem like he was on top of the thing the whole time. Now, I'm not going to go running through all of Aaron's stupidities, lies, slanders, and insults, but the basic gist is he tried to destroy Shannon's channel when Shannon's tried to raise some questions about Aaron's behavior and his alleged leadership. There's many complications with Louis Repetto and so on and so forth, but the basic gist is tried to censor her, right, backstab her, and destroy her reputation, and pretend he's a nice, good guy. So Aaron did a few videos on this Dream Exchange scandal, but as far as I know, has still not given credit to Shannon and the others for breaking this story. He's made it sound like he and the Wall Street Journal were working together and they were exposing Scientology. And no, they were not. They were not. And we got to be honest. Although I don't like Aaron, I don't like what he's up to. In a certain way, him being such a really obnoxious grifter was kind of a blessing in disguise because God only knows if the Wall Street Journal tried to work with him on this story, he'd probably screw it up. So, what is the scandal unto itself? Well, I'm still trying to figure out all the puzzles, but the essential gist is, and again, it's slightly being misreported, so I want to be fair to the Scientologists. Essentially, this guy, Joe, who's a pro Scientologist, who was trying to basically give them the money. And so they had different ideas of how to do that. And slowly, Joseph and some others had the brilliant idea of, well, let's pitch it as a pro black, pro minority thing. So apparently they're trying to get an SEC license and pass it off as a pro black, right, pro multicultural effort and not tell people he's secretly working with the Scientologists, right? Now, you might think to yourself, this cult already has $4 billion. Do they need more money? Well, apparently so. So they're trying to attract investors, but not let them know that they're tied to the Scientologists. And again, based on the Wall Street Journal reporting and others, they're doing some sneaky things like having employees magically, for whatever reason, read L. Ron Hubbard, go to these Scientology courses, even, quote, work with Scientology organizations in disguise and not tell them what they're up to. But it seems pretty obvious that, yeah, they're pushing the propaganda, trying to push Scientology on others, and the executives are tied to Scientology, but they're pretending to be totally neutral. It's just a normal business venture. Please come in, help minorities, help the black man, and not really give away what they're up to. And obviously, the insanity here is that many Scientologists and Scientology itself is pretty racist, right? Now, Elron is not racist all the time. Like Aaron, he can manage to be not racist sometimes. But if you look at his writings carefully, yeah, they're pretty racist. I mean, some of their questions are, hey, have you had interracial sex with someone? And if so, please give details. Why would that be a security question for Scientologists? I don't know, but apparently you dating a Chinese woman or a black woman, that's going to make you kind of suspicious. There you go. Now, it's not as bad as being a homosexual, but apparently being into interracial relationships, that's a little questionable for the boss man. I mean, there we go. So, yeah, the ties of Scientology to many racist efforts. I mean, like serious racism. Like, we're talking like trying to help apartheid. Yeah, trying to help the South Africans maintain their racist regime. So, it's a really ugly, bad record. So, obviously, the Dream Exchange here is not going to be eager about touting their Scientology past or present. But good on Shannon and the Wall Street Journal. They expose the whole thing. And as usual, Aaron is trying to make it seem like he's a great reporter, just keeping tabs on those evil Scientologists. But the deep irony here is that Aaron is involved in a weird way because he has a background here, right? I'm not going to do all the exposés. If you want to become a channel member, we'll get into all the really ugly, dirty secrets about him. But this is actually his thing. He does market research, or used to years and years ago. So you would think just using his own sources or using his own brilliant research brain, he would have exposed this years ago, but no. See, Aaron's busy drinking beer, eating chips, and hanging out with his concubine, and throwing parties. And I'll do this for another commentary. But apparently, this whole last week, he was so busy with one party, then another party, then another party, he just didn't have time because just going to parties with beers and chip. Yeah, that's really tough activism. Anyway, so what is going to happen now? Well, apparently the SEC is going to investigate the dream and see if the dream is the dream or the fraud. Now, I'm going to have to be really honest. I don't think this is going to come to much. I mean, they were already going down this path, like linking up with the Nation of Islam and Farrakhan. So, Scientology has been trying to do this very strange pro-black push for decades. This is just another one of their efforts to revise history. And it is what it is. They clearly don't need the money. I mean, they already have $4 billion. So this just seems like another extracurricular activity. Still, it does tell you something about the decline of Scientology, that it has such a bad reputation. They have to work through all these weird organizations and cannot just come out and say, "Oh yeah, we're business people. This is Scientology. Please come help us." I mean, they have Grant Cardone, for God's sakes. He's publicly linked to Scientology, so they have no issue working with questionable business people on questionable business ventures. But apparently, behind the scenes, they do realize they have a PR crisis. And like, okay, we want the money, we want to work with these people, but some of these people might get nervous if Scientology gets brought up explicitly. So we're going to have to be a little bit more sneaky. So we'll have to wait and see if any laws were broken. But yeah, this is very, very murky and iffy. And again, it was just not even this thing. They weren't trying to make a pro-black fund. They just came up with that, saying, okay, this isn't working. That's not working. Oh, let's go with the pro-black thing. It's Chicago. And added cherry bonus appears like Joey's a bit of a racist too, because he likes saying the N-word and pretend that he's more street and more black than the other black people. Yeah, well, I'll say this for Aaron. Sometimes he chooses his topics very well, because yeah, a racist white man commenting on another racist white man on the evils of Scientology, that's just peak comedy. Just peak comedy, especially when you look at Aaron's recent, quote, activist protests, and the vast majority of the protesters, I'm using protesters mockingly, they're not real protesters, are all white. But he's going to criticize and comment, oh, the Scientology is trying to fool and hurt my black people. I'm here to protect black men. I'm Aaron. I am a black man. I am so ghetto, guys. I've been down with the streets since, forever. Right, right. Well, I'll say this for Aaron. Like, he is such an obvious fraud. If you're a black person listening to him saying, man, he's really trying to help us. God help you. God only knows Aaron only cares about himself. The only man he ever cares about is the man he sees in the mirror. That's the only man he will ever care about. But still, this is a scandal, so we'll have to see where it goes. But yeah, there are some tricky things in Chicago. So praise to Shannon for helping the Wall Street Journal expose this. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. Yeah. Are they really trying to become pro-black? I don't know. Maybe they're being pro-black for real this time. I doubt it. I doubt it. So 50 Cent, if you're out there, 50, don't give money to these people. Don't. Jay, don't. Oz, stay away. Better investments than the Dream or Aaron Smith-Levin. Stay away from those people. That's just my advice. Just my personal advice to them. And there we are.